Well, hey guys, Kyle here, joining you with some post-game soccer coverage, and what a game, boy! I tell you, I have just really followed women's soccer this World Cup, to be honest with you, especially the USA. So if you want to call me a bandwagon guy, I certainly jumped on the bandwagon this year. But what a great time to jump on the bandwagon, because the United States have been playing pretty well coming into this World Cup, and they've played well. So far, they had that little blunder against Sweden, but today they played Brazil, and if you missed the game, you missed one of the best soccer matches, and I'm not talking just women's, but best soccer matches in a long time that I've seen. The United States coming in as the runner-up in their group. They fell short to Sweden, as I mentioned before, so they got second in their group, and Brazil winning the group. For the most part, it was a pretty physical game, I thought. And there's going to be a lot of things to talk about. Certainly not everything I can mention in this little short segment, but I want to try to give you just my opinion and my insight to the game. The USA coming away after PKs, they win it 5-3 in the penalty shootout after it was 2-2 after 120 minutes. But a couple things I want to talk about. First of all, what an astonishing comeback. I mean, the first thing that happened when Abby Wambach scored that goal in stoppage time, I stood up and I yelled, but just it was eerie. It was like deja vu happening all over again of last year's World Cup when Donovan scored against Algeria. That was the first thing that came to my mind, and I was just in shock. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that, and being down a man too. I mean, the U.S. were playing 11 on 11 against Algeria. Let's not forget. Here, the women's team was down a man after Bueller got sent off in the 68th minute or something close there. So they were down a man, and they managed to hold off Brazil's attack and score in stoppage time to put into penalty kicks. But what an unbelievable goal from Abby Wambach, a goal that for U.S. soccer, that's going to be shown over and over again, that header. It was a perfect cross from Rapinoe. And really just a great goal. And in penalty kicks, Hope Solo having that save. She saved another one earlier in the match that the referee really botched. I mean, this whole game, I'm from the United States, so I'm probably going to come off a little bit biased when I do this, but even looking at it from an objective point of view, this game was just poorly reffed. I mean, there were too many times where the refs just missed the call. There was a time in the second half, close to the end, maybe in the 85th minute or something, where Brazil had a handball and the line judge was standing right there and her flag didn't even come up. I mean, the center ref had to make the call from 20 yards away, and the line judge, who was literally 5 yards away, couldn't make that call. And if you were watching on TV, everybody saw it was a handball. It was a poorly ref game. I mean, FIFA's really got to work on that. There were several missed calls, and then the Hope Solo penalty kick that she stopped that got called back, that really was just awful. I've never seen that in my entire time of watching soccer. I've never seen that call. I mean, to be fair, she called it again later in the game during penalty kicks for Brazil. Just a really terribly reffed game, in my opinion. But I think that's really what makes this win so sweet for the U.S. is the fact that they can fight through all that adversity. And, I'm not trying to put down Brazil. They're a very talented team, have some individual brilliance on the field. Marta is obviously the one name that comes to mind. That goal was very good. And so I'm really not trying to put Brazil down, but I think after everybody watching, whether you're for the U.S. or not, and you saw Erica go down from cramping, and then she literally is on the stretcher on the sideline, and she stands up and runs back to the midline and comes back into the game. As a soccer fan, that's not what you want to see. And being just a devout soccer fan, I was very saddened by that moment. I mean, that's not what soccer's about. And for people who, for my friends who I'm really trying to get into the game, and they see that, they're like, well, what's that all about? And so I was very disappointed by that, and to see the result as it is USA moving on after that, I just feel very, vindicated, if you will, or it feels good. But some other things to talk about in terms of individual players or individual talent or individuals for the game. That's what I was trying to say. I thought Rapinoe coming off the bench had a really good game. Even if that goal doesn't go in, sitting here talking about it, I thought she just brought a bunch of energy and she really played well. And I really thought Carly Lloyd as well. I won't say very disappointed, but I was pretty disappointed for most of the game for her. And it actually seemed like after Bueller was sent off with a red card, that's actually when the U.S. played their best soccer, I think, of the day. And that's when I thought Carly Lloyd started to play better, and her PK was very well, so I thought she had a pretty good game. And then the left back here, I know I'm going to mispronounce it, Lefelbet, I think it is. She was the one who really struggled against Sweden, and actually was, I think FIFA said it was an own goal, the deflection that went in on Sweden's second goal. She played just an outstanding game. I mean, the U.S.'s defense for this game compared to what it was against Sweden was a complete 180. I mean, they played really well. They played really tight. They didn't play up so high. They sagged off a little bit. Excuse me, and and they kept Brazil in front of them. I mean, and that was very important because you were afraid, with Brazil's talent and Brazil's speed, that they were going to get in behind the defense and create some trouble. But all in all, it's a draw after 120 minutes, and then the United States wins in penalty kicks 5-3. Just a really great story. And I think, when I think back to this World Cup, and like I said, I have not been following women's soccer, and this is really the first World Cup that I've watched. But boy, it's hard not to pair up this goal and Landon Donovan's goal from last year, because they really are marks of just magic. I mean, I don't know what other word can describe when you score with so little time left after just trying to put the ball in and trying, and across here doesn't go in, and shots were left and right, and Carly Lloyd's free kick went wide. I mean, there were just so many moments where you were just hoping the U.S. could just somehow put the ball in the back of the net, and lo and behold, it was Abby Wambach, of all people, the leader and the heart of this team, to just really will this team to victory. And I'm so happy for the women. They really deserve it. It was such a great win, and so I really want to hear your thoughts and your feedback on not just the game, but also maybe talk a little bit about looking forward. The U.S. plays France, and so that's going to be a challenging game on Wednesday. And I guess as from a soccer fan, I really encourage you to just remember this game for the great moments, because let's be honest, there was a lot of bad moments in this game, especially refereeing, and we already touched on it. And I think when you watch the news and you watch some other people talk about it, that's going to be the main thing that comes up, and that's why I was trying to stay away from it at least as much as I could, because that's not what this game should be remembered for. There was just some great individual efforts on both sides. I mean, you go back to Marta's goal. I mean, if you look at that goal, it's almost the perfect angle to bounce in past Hope Solo. But there's a lot of things to be remembered for, and just tremendous fight from the United States women team. I was so impressed just watching them, never give up, to be resilient, and I was so glad they got the win today. So tell me what you think and your thoughts on it, and you can bet you I'll be coming back on Wednesday, win or lose, after the France game. But if you haven't heard already, and I don't know how you wouldn't hear yet if you're a soccer fan, USA beating Brazil 2-2 after 120 minutes, and they win 5-3 on penalty kicks. Tremendous game though, and I am still left in awe, and I'm definitely going to watch some more analysis and highlights videos, because it surely was a great game. Alright, but like I said, leave a comment, tell me your thoughts, and maybe I'll get back to you. Alright, thanks guys.